Welcome to CS1520, Programming Languages for Web Applications. In this class, we're going to learn quite a bit about web development working in Python, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So let's take a look at this syllabus. So there is an official course description. We're going to do it a little bit differently. The course description talks about Java. We're going to do more with cloud computing. We're going to run this on Google App Engine, and we're going to use Python. So just to give everyone a heads up, if you didn't come to learn Python, this is probably not the right class. If you want to go and do a Java one, there are other options, but we're going to get deep into Java or Python and Google App Engine using Flask. So who's involved in this? Well, I'm here. I'm Tim. You can just call me Tim. You don't have to call me anything else. And you can find the email addresses here. You can email my PIT address. That's probably the best way to get in touch with me, but it does just forward to my Gmail. So either one, I'll be responding from the Gmail. So if you see something there, that's probably why. Yeah, I try to respond to email messages as fast as I can. Stuff happens, so we do our best there. You can take a look at this Google Doc. It's available at this link, or you can also go to http://gr1.me/calendar if you want to go directly to the calendar. Feel free to grab time if you need it. It's already blocked off. You don't have to confirm or verify unless you do it really soon. Like if you do it 2 hours before the appointment, I might have already scheduled something. So that's the only time you really have to check to make sure I'm available. So we have a TA. His name is Rav. He's pretty cool. I talked to him already. I think he's going to update his office hours here when he gets a chance. As far as the lectures, these are going to be pre-recorded, so they're going to be just like this. We're going to talk about topics. We're going to go over slides. We're going to look at code. We're going to do a whole lot of example things. Hopefully it'll be useful, and hopefully it'll be just as good as an in-class experience, but you can do it from the comfort of your dorm room or your apartment or wherever it is you are. So hopefully that will be a little bit easier for people to engage the content. I would encourage you, if you have questions, there are online discussion areas. Put the questions in there because 9 times out of 10 I find that a handful of other students have the same question. Just makes it easier, and then you can always check that space to see if somebody's asked a similar question. As far as textbooks, you don't have to buy one. I mean, if you really want to spend money on a textbook, you can. I can come up with something. I have a couple of Python books that I've used in the past, but in general, we're going to use online resources, and there are a whole bunch of them listed here. So, there's a Python tutorial if you want to take a look at that. There's Python API references. There's a Flask tutorial and Flask API references. We have Google App Engine tutorials and Google App Engine references as well. HTML and CSS, JavaScript's kind of the same thing. We're going to work through a lot of this. You don't need to buy a book. You probably actually don't even need to go through these tutorials unless you're really into learning a lot about these things, which is okay. At one point I was really into learning these things. That's why they let me teach a class on it now. So you can take a look at each one of these if you like, or you can just follow along with the classroom material. I assure you everything you need to know we're going to go over in class, but since this is a project-oriented class, you might want to go off and discover new things on your own, which I encourage you to do. As far as the breakdown of the class itself, we are going to have a class project. It's about 1/3 of your grade. There will also be 2 exams, a midterm and a final exam. Those are going to add up to about 1/4 of your grade. I never used to do homework in this class, but then I found that a lot of students like to have the homework, and I find that it gives people practice in trying to engage some of this on their own outside of a group. So I actually decided homework's probably pretty good for this class, so we added a couple of homework assignments, and those are going to be for 15% of your grade. There will be some peer reviews for homework as well. I like to do this just so you can take a look at the ways other people have solved problems, just to kind of sanity check yourself. So there will be 4 of those throughout the semester. And then we're going to have a lot of quizzes. I think that one of the things that I've found is that constantly evaluating what you've learned not only is useful for just your ability to assess it, but also it's really useful to kind of repeat these things. So I'm encouraging you to keep up with the content. There will be quizzes due regularly. I'll post these as early as I can, and you'll find that the quizzes can probably help you to really cement this knowledge. Also, anytime you answer something incorrectly on a quiz, it should give you feedback on the right answer. So I'm trying to build that into the course so that even these quizzes where you're not necessarily getting the right answers will have some further instruction. So group project, everybody always has problems with group projects, but I've found that overall, most people who do the group project in this class don't end up hating each other, so I find that to be a really positive result. The project is going to be 1/3 of the course grade, and there's going to be a couple of checkpoints here. The first thing is going to be a project proposal. We'll talk about that a little bit later in the semester. And we have 3 milestones. So for each one of these milestones, you're going to submit peer feedback on the people you're working with. You're going to submit some feedback on the other projects that you need to view. review. And we're going to use those to kind of give people a checkpoint. We're going to use these to kind of make sure that you're making progress on your project. These projects are typically pretty substantial. So, I try to build this in because, honestly, I'm a procrastinator myself. And, if I were in your situation, I'd like having these little checkpoints so that I can do some chunk of the work throughout the semester. And then at the end, there will be a final project evaluation, which we'll provide a rubric for. And I believe if you add all these numbers up, I think that they come out to the right thing here. I think I checked that math, so we should be okay there. And then there's a little bit of description there, and then more hilarious jokes. Now people gave me these to put in, and I kind of appreciate them, so I try to keep it a little bit light. And then let's see here, exams. The exams will be online. They're going to cover coding. We're going to have some multiple choice. The exams probably won't be remarkably different from the quizzes on the multiple choice side. There will be some coding questions that we'll take a look at as well. Then quizzes, like I said, these will be frequent. You'll probably have 2 of these most of the weeks. This first week we had a little bit of trouble getting started with some things, so and we were waiting for some people to join the class. So we should have 2 quizzes per week going forward. I'm going to give you a couple of more days on this second quiz that I'm going to add, so you should be able to see that up there. Homework, we already have 1 homework assignment posted. You can take a look at that, but most of the rest of the homework assignments are going to be coding oriented. And then, like I said, the peer reviews are going to be there. And then there's a tentative schedule. I'm going to shake this up a couple of times. I've already shaken it up a little bit. Week 1, we're going to go over some basics of Python history. The slides are out there. We're going to have recordings of those very soon. And then, as we progress through the course, we're going to get into Python. We're going to get into how to build web apps using Python. We're going to talk a little bit more about Flask. We'll get into HTML and CSS. Then we'll get into some more topics like data storage, how to model data, how to upload files, what virtual machines are, how we can use JavaScript. And we're going to go a little bit deeper into JavaScript in the second half of the class. How we interact with the browser, how we authenticate users. We're going to work with the Fetch API. We're going to build some more REST-based applications. And then there are a handful of additional topics toward the end. And I usually don't plan a whole lot for these ahead because sometimes it takes us the entire semester to get through the material that we have. Sometimes it goes a little bit faster than that. So this is the first time I'm trying to do this online. It's going to be a different kind of experience. We'll see what we get through, but hopefully at the end of this, we have a package of things that will allow you to learn everything you care to know about web development. And as we get a little bit closer, as people suggest topics or want to know a little bit more about one thing or another, we'll produce more content on those. My goal is to support your needs here, so I hope that we are able to give you everything you need to know in order to build the applications you're hoping to build. All right, and then exams coming. I think the exam it's going to be online, so you have basically 36 hours to complete it. It will be online, so you'll be able to complete it at any point in that time that you like. But hopefully, we'll have all those done by Tuesday. Then there's some required syllabus items around academic integrity, disability, health statements. The one thing I would say is, don't copy homework, don't cheat. It's I know that. Sometimes you just want to get stuff done, but all of this stuff that you're going to learn is going to be useful for you. So looking forward to the entire semester with all of you. I think we have 29 students, I want to say. So it's actually a few more than I had expected, and hopefully that this first experiment in CS1520 online will be a successful one, and we can repeat it over and over again. Thanks for watching this video, and look forward to working with you for the rest of this term.